Hi, I'm Raphael Benggio, Director of Bridging at MT Finance, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Billie Cox, Specialist Finance Broker and Associate at Sirius Finance. Billie, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, we've already entered Q4, believe it or not, and we're getting closer to Christmas, which is a scary thought. How have you found the bridging finance market so far this year?
It's been really, really busy. Predominantly what I do is lots of auction finance, lots of refurbishment finance, and I kind of focus on the unregulated sector of bridging. So dealing with lots of landlords, dealing with lots of developers, and I think from an uncertainty point of view, there's a lot of, that's a kind of a buzzword in the industry at the moment. People are talking about developers being uncertain, but it's definitely not something that I've seen, and particularly for me, it's my first year as a fully fledged broker and advisor in the industry, coming from a packager background. But yeah, clients have been really active. Borrowers are becoming more financially astute, I think. Considering what I saw before, I think borrowers know more than some brokers in the industry in some occasions. So it's about making sure that clients understand the value that brokers add and making sure that you're properly advising clients to demonstrate the relationships we've got with the likes of you as lenders, and the exclusive access to products, and the exclusive access to the other third-party professionals in the process too, like valuers, lawyers, to make sure everything runs smoothly.
I mean, it's really great to see that despite the uncertainty in the market, borrowers are able to see how you can add value to a transaction and the importance of a really good broker like yourselves to that whole transaction.
Yeah, so I mean, I talk to borrowers all the time. It's like borrowers are obviously looking for the cheapest deal. Price comes into everything at the be all and end all of what they're looking to do. But it's also about speed. It's also about trust, and it's also about buying into people. But it's not just me as the broker. It's making sure that clients understand our relationships with, as I said, the likes of valuers and solicitors, because it's not just us that makes the deal work. Valuations can be a massive downfall in bridging finance, and unfortunately, but making sure that we're kind of assessing the transaction before it even goes to valuation, before it goes to the lender, so that we can assess whether we think that valuations are kind of out of kilter with the rest of the market, maybe using technology like AVMs and desktops. That's always something that I think a broker should be doing, is having good relationships with valuers so that we can pick up the phone, see whether their expectation on value or GDV is realistic before we go to the lender and waste any more time and money.
Of course. You mentioned trust, which I always think is so important in the whole transaction, whether it's trust between the client and the advisor, their broker, or trust between the advisor and the lender. I think trust plays such an important part in the whole transaction. That being said, what do you think the main challenges are in the current market that we face for brokers and of lenders alike, but from your perspective as an advisor?
I think I just mentioned it, but competition. So competition is a massive challenge, because there are a lot of lenders doing very similar things, having very similar products and very similar, or not, USPs. So it's easy to kind of fall into the trap of using the lenders that you're comfortable with and using the lenders that are reliable to you, because you know that they're not going to either pull out at the last minute, change the goalposts, change the terms, or when things become a little bit tricky, they're going to try and make a solution to make things work. So yeah, trust is a massive thing in that respect between broker and lender. Everyone's got their favourites, everyone knows who they like and knows who wants to work, but ultimately we are working and representing the client, so we have to make sure that we're sense checking the market and seeing what the best option is for them, and being able to sell that to the client. It's not the cheapest deal in the market, but if there's anything wrong that goes under plan, we know that we can make this deal work with this particular lender.
It's like you say, though, obviously rate is extremely important, and price, every borrower is price sensitive, but sometimes to get a deal over the line, you as an advisor, I'm sure you have to pitch the lender and the relationship that you have and the certainty that you know that the deal will get over the line. And sometimes that's worth more than just a client that's chasing price. I'm sure you find that as well.
Definitely find that, and it's also not just about rate, because a lot of clients look at the initial rate per month, and they look at the arrangement fee, and they look at, how much is the broker earning out of this deal? You know, can you sacrifice any of your commission? But actually, have you factored in the monitoring surveyor's fees on a light refurbishment deal? Some bridging lenders are doing that. Some bridging lenders obviously charge exit fees. Some charge, higher admin fees. So it's also about the overall cost and boiling down and putting together or the broker putting together a proper cost comparison overall, because a lot of lenders, it may appear that their rate is slightly different, but overall it's the same cost per annum.
Yeah, it's looking at the price throughout the term of the loan, sometimes not just the headline rate. If it's going to be 6 month, 12-month term, it's looking at the cost, like you say, the in and out fees, the valuer fees, the legal fees, and I think a lot of lenders do vary in that respect.
When it comes to bridging as well, it's like if you waste time, that's also money.
Of course, always.
So losing time, running over on an auction purchase, that's a simple one. If you go over your deadline, then every day
it will cost you.
Yeah. And not even if you're running over a deadline, but the sooner you complete on something, the sooner then you're able to get in and start either maturing it as an asset, making it a valuable property to you, either by way of rental income coming in or by way of profit from a sale. So the sooner things complete and the sooner things move, the greater you are financially. And
the sooner you can start working, especially you as the advisor on the exit to get the client out of the bridge.
Yeah.
So all in all, it's extremely important.
Yeah.
So obviously, like we said, we're getting closer to Christmas. Before we know we're going to be in 2026, what trends do you think the market will start going? I know you mentioned sort of heavy refurbishment, HMOs. What kind of trends do you think we'll see in the market in 2026?
I aside from like kind of types of transactions, I think the things that fall into place in terms of trends will be the types of things that bridging lenders are offering.
Okay.
So I'd say, I mean, technology is a massive thing that's coming into play with particularly mortgages. So I do a lot of mortgages as well.
Okay.
Commercial mortgages, buy-to-let mortgages, and technology and kind of the use of intelligence is coming into play in terms of underwriting, in terms of desktop valuations, even on the mortgage side, and automated valuations as well. So that type of technology has been in the bridging world for quite a while. Obviously the use of speed is very important, the use of indemnity insurance on the legals is very important, but I think technology is going to play a huge part in how bridging lenders offer their products. So I'm then expecting to see maybe a change in what borrowers are able to do, because often borrowers are looking for, right, I've got this asset, and I had a similar inquiry the other day. I've got this asset, I'm not sure whether actually to turn it into a HMO, multi-unit block, or to go for planning permission and change it into commercial, because I don't know what the financing options look like. So can you just send me all of the financing options, and I will then decide what I'm going to do in terms of what my out goal is. I think lenders don't often see that we are dealing with that from borrowers. Borrowers don't always have like an actual goal. They just want us to give them the financing options and then mould what they do around it. So I mean, HMO refurbs have been a massive
they've been very big this year
in this market. I mean, there are a lot of lenders that are offering really, really good refurb products that really benefit kind of the HMO market, and obviously the yields on a HMO is a lot more appealing than possibly a single dwelling. I've heard something quite recently about the actual valuation methodology behind HMOs, and how it's quite difficult to value a HMO as kind of what it is. It's an income producing asset, but obviously a lot of lenders aren't basing their lend off of the investment value, and that's a struggle that a lot of borrowers find difficult to understand. And again, broker's responsibility to keep that relationship with the lender, but it's also to manage the client's expectations and say, if we want to use a lender that anticipates investment valuation in terms of their lending, maybe a little bit more expensive, maybe a little bit more challenging to get through, but obviously you get to borrow more. But why are lenders obviously more willing to look at those types of lends, when obviously from a resaleable perspective, how many investors are willing to purchase that HMO on the investment value?
I see that. So if you don't mind me saying, as a young person in this industry, like you said, you've only been, I think, a broker now for 11, 12 months, I think you said. You've created a very good name for yourself and you're building a very strong career and a reputation for yourself. What would be your biggest piece of advice to any young blood and any young entrants coming into the sort of specialist finance property market, looking to sort of create a reputation for themselves?
That is a really good question, because I'm in that space right now, and I've been in the industry for 5 years, menial amount of time in comparison to some of the other brokers that are kind of long-standing, 50 years in the industry, lots of grey hair, very trustworthy. But I think the biggest piece of advice I can give anyone looking to come in as a broker and as an advisor dealing with clients direct, and I think the most difficult part of the process is self-generating your own business, bringing in a new origination and speaking to customers and getting them to buy into you, is to be curious, I guess, to be as interested as possible into that particular client's goals, ambitions, their life. People buy into people.
Agreed.
And I very much, I try and put on my clients that I know them, I like them, I want to work with them, and my life at the moment just it revolves around work. I mean, I spend all my time working. I have a very small social life, so I think people do really buy into people, and if people know that you're really going to work hard for them, then they're going to trust you. So age shouldn't be something that you're worried about. Don't get me wrong, it's something that I definitely think about. I think, oh my God, slight imposter syndrome here. I'm advising a developer that's just built 400 properties last year, and he's got children older than me potentially. But no, I can advise as well as somebody else that's been doing it for 25 years. Read a lot, know the products inside and out. I mean, I read every day. Every day I read through the NACFB latest morning update. I read all of the industry news, but I also try and keep an eye on kind of just economical insights from other industries and other industry press, and how that might be kind of affecting the bridging industry and the commercial mortgage industry. So yeah, I think keeping up to date with reading, knowing the products inside and out, knowing your clients inside and out, and just being present, kind of following up, not letting, particularly with bridging, not letting just a 12-month bridge complete and then not staying in touch during the term of the mortgage. Even if it's not to refinance, it's not always a business opportunity. It's just how you're getting on with the build. Like,
it's a business relationship.
It's a relationship. So send me some photos. You know, like what does the bathroom look like now? Like every broker, I can't imagine any broker in this industry has more than 150 applications all at one go. And in the bridging space, you can keep up to date with 100 clients and what they're doing. So make time, keep up to date with clients. Like lenders are doing the same with brokers. Lenders are as interested in us as we should be in clients.
Absolutely.
You know, the relationships that brokers have with BDMs, we go out, we know each other on a personal level. We should be like that with our clients too.
Agreed. I mean, I think everyone knows that it's a massive relationship industry, both from the lender to the broker to the client. I think relationships sort of govern our industry. But it's like you said, I like what you said, be curious. It's the same with us. Like, we try to create personal relationships with all of our brokers, because what you said is entirely true. People like to do business with people they like. You can be the best advisor in the world, but if on the phone it's hard to create a rapport with you, then you might have helped them, but they might go to someone else that they can sort of work with. People like to do business with people that they like, essentially, like you said. But no, I couldn't agree more. And yeah, I know that you're going to have an amazing career ahead of you. I know you're only at your start, but rising star at the BSLAs, and you're only going to go from strength to strength. I'm sure of it. But no, thank you so much for joining me today. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Raph, for having me on.
My pleasure.